Thank you, trail crew. This would have been a challenge to get around.
So I used to follow blue-collared bears around a lot in my job and find out where they went and where they did things like winter den. And this is really a fairly common scenario where a root ball would be pulled up, and they would just sort of excavate a little bit more of the hole underneath there, and then they'd den for the winter underneath there. Saw a number of them.
Hey, Bits. Going for a hike? Good morning.
Morning.
After our lovely night at the Vulture Rock turnoff, very quiet. Thought we'd have some company, but nobody came along. Mostly downhill so far. Goal today, well, we're going to go to the Brown Mountain Shelter for water. There's a pump there. And that's the only water source, I think, all the way to Fish Lake. So then we'll kind of go 5-6 more miles after that, maybe around 13 or 14 today. So we can have a nice, easy morning into Fish Lake for our Nero and our night in the rustic cabin. Anything to add? Critters is appreciating the shade. The sun yesterday got to him, made him a little sick, right?
Yeah, he kind of punched me in the gut in the afternoon.
Yep. So we try to be walking 6-ish because the morning is really the nicest time to be out here. So that's it for today. My ankle's feeling fine, so thank God it didn't get hurt. Chat later. Bye. So you guys have made it all the way.
Yeah, we made it through the Sierra. I'm
Sierra.
Hummingbird. This is Tiga.
And you guys started when?
We started April
April
5th. And yeah, Sierra, we're an adventure this year. There's a lot of snow. And happy to be on dry trail now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what was the most challenging in this Sierra? Do you know, remember a certain part?
I think for
yeah,
you
for
is the
me-
solidarity
Isolation.
or the isolation.
Oh.
It was really
Yeah.
hard for me because we went, 5 to 7 days at a time without seeing any other people. And then the road walks were really tough to get resupplies because nothing was open.
Right.
None of the roads were open, so it was
I
all
got
the way down.
sunburns in places that I didn't know could burn. I got sunburned on the insides of my nostrils, the inside of my bottom lip, and my tongue was sunburned. So that was pretty unpleasant.
Your tongue. I wonder how that happens.
You can sunburn your tongue.
'Cause you're
Just from mouth breathing and the
mouth
reflection
breathing
off the snow.
and
'cause
talking.
Everything reflects up
Crazy.
back at you.
Yeah.
Sun cups, tree wells, and bear canisters are the bane of my existence. And I don't know. And just frozen boots.
yeah.
That was probably the worst part.
And so you haven't been there when it's not snowing.
Never.
Yeah.
No.
You need to go back.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I hear, but I think I have a little PTSD from it.
Yeah.
So it'll be a while.
We might
Maybe
go back and do
someday
a
we'll do the
JMT one
JMT.
day.
Yeah.
but-
That'll be like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Well, it was like, I mean, we have to, like, all of our pictures we realized after, like, probably 3 or 4 days in the Sierra were, they all looked the same. Like, all of our selfies.
Snow.
It was just, like, white. Everything was white.
White
You
or
know,
rocks?
like, there were no meadows.
Well,
None
it
of the
was
beautiful
white,
meadows.
and then blue sky, and then like maybe
Huh.
some gray from like the granite that was sticking out. And you're like,
You know, we didn't see any of the lakes. They're all frozen over.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to
And
go
that,
when it's
I mean, I
nice.
think probably the toughest thing for me would be the sun cups were brutal in the afternoon. Slipping and falling on those.
Post
You try to
hole.
walk on
Postal?
top of them,
Oh.
and then later in the day, I would just try and kick through them and actually break a trail through them because I was just so sick of stepping over them and
Right.
slipping and falling.
Huh.
I mean, the downhills were all fun because they were steep and there's no switchbacks, so you just boot ski all the way down them.
Oh.
you could do some good glissading also.
You can go
It's fun.
glissading if
Yeah.
you want. Glissading doesn't really work well in short shorts, and
Mm-hmm.
I found out I got a nice rash from doing stupid stuff. But no, overall it was really enjoyable though. Just for me, like the isolation, I appreciated it because
Yeah.
we just got to have it to ourselves. Is what it felt like.
Right. Right.
You know, and then it felt apocalyptic, like going through Tuolumne Meadows. The 108 was still closed.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, the bridge that goes over the river, for lunch, we just yard sailed our crap all over the asphalt,
Highway,
the
yeah.
highway, so it would dry off. And we just sat there in the middle of the bridge and ate lunch. It was
Wow.
like, we were talking about, like, well, maybe a zombie apocalypse happened or something.
We're
over
like,
the last
we wouldn't
minute.
know.
You wouldn't know,
We're
yeah.
like, we've been out here for 5 days.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
this kind of weird feeling up there because
Yeah.
you got this, like, major highway.
And just a major national park. Like we went
Yeah.
through all of Yosemite without seeing another person. So
That's crazy.
there's
That's
like,
just really.
yeah, and I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
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 It was fun,
Okay.
though. I mean, yeah, it was definitely physically taxing, mentally taxing at times, but, you know, putting on frozen boots in the morning was
Oh, yeah.
hellacious, but it was fun.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you guys are brave. I think in the book I'm reading they said these 2 miles through here is one of the last miles completed and the most expensive. Bringing in all this red rock, I guess. I don't know. What day is today, Scott?
Day 5, first time with a
We're
bed.
supposed to say Town Day.
Town Day, Fish Lake.
Yeah.
First bed since Medford.
Yeah. Rustic cabin, but at least it has a bed. We have heard good and bad about the place, so hopefully we find more good. So just a couple miles and then a couple miles on the road or side trail to get there. And how would you describe the end of yesterday, Critters?
I think this would probably get an R rating if I was honest. It was a brutal volcanic rock march of death or something like that. It was on and on and on and on, never ending in the sun. Not always, but a lot.
Miles, yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. Don't do it in the afternoon sun if you have a choice. And however, you had to appreciate all the work that went into this. We went across fields and fields and fields of big volcanic rock. They made paths and they brought in all this red rock to sort of flatten out the path, which seemed irritating at first, but when the sections didn't have it, you're thankful for the red rock, I think.
Only they could have shortened it. That'd been the only thing they could have.
I think we still have some more today to finish going all the way around Brown Mountain. But yeah, afternoon. It seems like we picked the worst parts for the afternoon somehow.
It's kind of sterile too. There weren't squirrels or chipmunks or pikas or it was just sort of rock and little islands of
green
shrubs.
Well, and also some
dense shrubs.
And then some trees for shade.
Yes,
yeah.
But...
Anyway, we're excited to go to town. Yep. Have a burger and brew. Talk later.
I'm not crazy about this trail, but if it weren't for the trail, you'd have to somehow navigate that rock field, and that would be
Impossible.
painstakingly slow to try to not break your leg in the process.
I think it would be impossible.
It's close to impossible.
Yeah, so thank you for building this trail, even though it's been tough. We just had an emergency stop. What did you say? If you didn't find a place soon, it was going to be
Africa all over again.
Oh, that's a little inside joke. It's hard to find little private spots when you just have little islands of this, but you make do.
It sounds like all but the end is.
No, Sawyer's my trail name.
Famous. I have 200
Ha ha
followers.
ha, Tom Sawyer. So I just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Tom Sawyer.
That's
Yeah.
why you're. And you're out here section hiking?
No.
No.
I'm
Well-
I'm what they call a lasher,
So are we.
long ass
section hiker.
Yeah.
So what are you
That's what we
doing
are.
this year?
I'm doing where I left off, Chester to the border, hopefully.
Okay. I did Buck Summit to Bernie Falls in June.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was there in Chester. All of a sudden, tons of hikers were following us. We were with nobody down through Belden and
It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's like you're on trail, you hardly see anybody, and then you get into town. There's
Yeah.
100 people. It's like
all right.
Yeah, we're together. No, not
Together.
Well, don't
Not
start
in
that.
that way.
no, you guys have separate tents. That's the
Oh, but I
That's
brought
just-
one
that's
big enough
just
for
show.
two.
And what's your name?
I'm Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious. Oh.
There's Captain, a few other versions
Yeah.
of it, but yeah.
Did you
pretty-
say things that are obvious? Oh.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
it's coffee. It's kind of
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Sounds
Hey,
like
what
my
do you think of
husband,
that
yeah.
water in the lake out there?
Yeah, it's cold.
And you guys are, and you're section hiking, just you do a week a year?
we do like a week, or so a year, and so we've done Washington State, and now we're starting Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your
And
name?
I'm koozie.
Koozie. Oh, do you have your
Professional
little
drink-
koozie for?
It's not with me currently for no
Yeah.
beers right now.
Oh, a beer koozie.
Beer
okay,
koozie,
okay,
yes.
all right.
Professional
Okay.
drinker was too long.
Good morning.
PD.
I think a few of us are probably
That'd be
ready to
really
order if you're ready to
expensive
take
on
them.
tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
And then your crawdad, I hear, or crayfish,
Oh, no,
or
I don't like that
What do
name.
you
Oh.
grab?
Doesn't accept.
My name's Allie.
Allie.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
And
from
you're section.
California, section hiking,
Okay.
Oregon.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat a burrito.
Well, maybe hopefully we'll see you along
Yeah.
the way.
For sure.
And then the last one before
My trail name is Wings.
wings.
I live
You
in-
fly.
No, I'm not. I wings not because I'm fast.
Oh.
I hiked most of the PCT last year, but I skipped from Mount Hood to Mount Shasta. I'm
Okay.
going southbound,
Okay.
so that's what I'm doing now is Mount Hood to Mount Shasta.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got my name of Wings because I helped 4 girls over a dangerous mountain pass last year.
Oh.
They said I was an angel to them, and angels have wings.
Oh. How nice. Which pass was that?
That was a rock pass. It's about 15 miles south of the Canada border.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
a
I
good
haven't
one.
got there yet. I've only made it to
in.
Snoqualmie. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you all.
We just searched.
Yum. This is our rustic cabin at Fish Lake Resort with rustic Scott in it.
Just shaved and this
Yeah.
less rustic.
So we have a coffee maker and add some dishes, a stove, which we won't be using, water, microwave, a mini fridge, closet, which we won't be using, a little table with 2 chairs, and a queen-size bed. It will be fine. We like Fish Lake so far. It's very nice. Nice people. Good food.